Hi and welcome to KNTV. You are watching Inside Indian Football episode number 60. I can see lots of people already in the chat chatting to each other. Hi to everyone. Hi Ram. Hi Dennis Davis, uh, Vishwanath, Kumar Reddy, सौरभ राणा काफ़ी कुछ है बात करने को काफ़ी पुराने गड़े मुर्दे बाहर निकल के आ रहे हैं एंड and everybody wants to show that they are the only one who cares about Indian football. तो काफ़ी हिंदी में बोलूँगा कि आज नाजुक मोड़ पे इंडियन फुटबॉल खड़ा है. So I'm not sure how much we can say that India has made progress in last 10 years, but the way things are going on right now, if I'm not sure about the progress in last 10 years, but if the way it's going right now, if those things happen, we might come back by 15-20 years. Because the way it was last 10 years, we were going towards ISL top league, I League second tier, the third tier, and there was a fight for last 10 years between I League, AIFF, then I League, ISL clubs, ISL, AIFF, and when we finally thought when the AFC roadmap came alongside from the guidance of FIFA that it will be finally settled, with the roadmap approved by the FIFA and AFC, it looks like we are back to the old circus days, just like Mumbai City Hype says. So I have stuff with me. I have with me the draft final constitution submitted by CUA to FIFA and to the member association of AIFF. That's one thing. I have also with me the agreement between the original agreement between the IMG Reliance and the AIFF, which the questions people have been raising. So we'll go through it, and of course apologize for the last week. Last week I was down with the fever, so not able to do the episode. Early announcement from this week is from next week onwards. This show will be moved towards Thursday 6 p.m. Instead of Friday 6 p.m. So because we are thinking to change the timing because of the ISL also, hopefully we'll have a weekend football, so we'll move towards the having the show before the first game of ISL kick off on Thursday. So that's why Thursday 6 p.m. will be the show going ahead. So let's start with the draft constitution which submitted by CUA. I have it with me, and I will highlight the important points which the changes they have been made. Controversial points I will also try to highlight what are the controversy which is coming, and what I'm told there is already disagreement between the AIFF COA appointed by the Supreme Court and member association which is state federations, because when AIFF executive committee is not in place for FIFA, they will listen to the member association which is state federations. Because that's how the affiliation work. They will not listen to what COA says. So if member association, which is state federation in this case, doesn't agree with the final constitution submitted by COA, then FIFA might not approve this draft constitution submitted by the COA. So Supreme Court, COA is one party here. Then there is AIFF, as there is no president, no executive committee. There is a second party, but in terms of FIFA, for FIFA, the second party is the state association, not the Supreme Court and the COA. So I think that's very important to understand here. So only way this draft constitution can be changed and mold if, say, state federation doesn't agree with it. So they have to approve it. It's have been submitted to the FIFA, but I'm told that state federations have already raised some questions over the this draft submitted by the COA. So we'll go through the draft clearly, and I will go through the controversial points because there are lots of points to be discussed here. But I think points which are major changes from the last edition which was the AFF constitution back in 2018-19. So changes we'll go through it, and of course there are clauses added which might nullify the master agreement between FSDL and the AFF, which was the marketing rights and league rights of All India Football Federation, which is Indian football. So that might get nullified. So that again, I'm not sure what will happen through it. Kumar, it says, Ashish, what about the MRA agreement will be automatically renewed up to the 2040? How they can control entire by private if I League clubs go, who are they involved, will be punished, FSDL and previous. So I think you have to see that the agreement was not signed today, it was signed back in 2010, and they have the terms and condition that if they can generate 75 crores of revenue for AIFF, then that will get automatically activated, and then they will be paid either 75 crores or the net revenue is generated by FSDL. So that's the clause. So people have to see the complete agreement instead of seeing the one or two clause. That's one thing. Second thing is also important to see here is, there is no clarity over from FSDL side till now that they want to continue this agreement. I think they are still waiting to see that what's happened with the committee and the new president, new executive committee, and then they will decide. So as of now, I'm not told by anyone from my sources who are close to FSDL or who are close to the situation which is going between FSDL and the AIFF that they want to renew their this master agreement. So yeah, so as undisputed legend, what is going between ISL I League club, the issue related to FIFA, I'm going to that issue only. So basically, let's summarize the situation here. Let's start from 2010. There was an agreement before the 2010. There was an agreement between G Sports or G Entertainment Limited and AIFF for the league rights and the Indian football team rights and everything, and they have kind of a rights to start their own football league also. By the way, G had that rights because if you remember, Z was the entertainment company or media house who started Indian Cricket League, from which Indian Premier League was born. It was not the BCCI original idea. It was the idea of G Sports. By the way, they did the Indian Cricket League, so they wanted to do something very similar for the Indian football also. But what happened, by the time 2010 came, Z got banned by BCCI, they got in a legal battle, and they started pulling off from the sports properties. So AIFF needed someone to take that agreement because it's a lazy, that time it's a good deal for AIFF. They are lazy people. They don't want to go into market, do hardcore sales and generate their own money in terms of sales and sponsorship. कि कौन brands के पास जाएगा, अच्छी बात है. If a private company is coming, they're saying we'll give you 50 crores a year, give us the rights. So that was a lazy deal initially, and of course the deal was signed, legally agreed by both parties. So then the deal was taken forward from G to the FSDL, and that time they were on Reliance, IMG Reliance, and they have rights to start a new league and everything. It was there on the paper. They didn't. Whatever the IMG Reliance that time did was not against the rules and regulations. They have that written on that agreement signed between AIFF and the IMG Reliance. So 2014 ISL came. Mr. Praful Patel and Kushal Das kept on saying that time that ISL is a short-term solution. It's a tournament. I League is a top league. Again, the statement came from AIFF president, not from ISL clubs, not from the FSDL. It came from AIFF side. They kept on telling I League clubs, they kept I League clubs on dark, saying that ISL will not be the top league. It's the I League. It's I League, and that was actually can be seen in the participant of Indian clubs in the AFC. I League got the I League got the preference over the ISL clubs throughout till 2018-19, when we started seeing that changing. If you guys remember, Pune FC was the first club to play in the AFC Champions League playoff for India. Then there was the Mohun Bagan, Bengaluru FC in the AFC Cup. ISL club didn't went to the AFC Cup, and 18-19 onwards the status quo got changed. Then it was told that your I League club still will go to the as a first preference. ISL club will be given the second preference. ISL was as a cup competition. Then came when I League clubs and the all Indian stakeholders come together and said, we need some kind of roadmap for Indian football. Where the Indian football going on? What is the status of ISL? Is ISL the top league and everything? And again, वहाँ पे भी बहुत हल्ला हुआ था. All parties came together, including FIFA, AFC. Then the roadmap agreed. Okay, now, and this is what's surprising for me. When the roadmap got agreed, no I League club came and said that they did not agree to the roadmap, because the roadmap was announced by AFC, roadmap was announced by FIFA, roadmap was announced by AIFF. That time, everybody said they are all in agreement with it, And now all of a sudden, some I League clubs are coming and saying they did not agree to the original roadmap. So roadmap was agreed in 2019. By the way, we are in 2022. So we are on the verge of starting of 2022-23 season. Now two I League clubs says they didn't agree to the roadmap. Where was they 3 years ago or till the 3 years? Right now we are in the Indian football is in the in a situation which is hanging by a very thin thread. anybody can pull it, and Indian football might be going down 10 years, 15 years down the line in a negative way. Now all of a sudden two clubs comes and say we didn't agree to the original roadmap, because we are just 1 year away from the actual implementation of the original roadmap. So what have been implemented till now in terms of the roadmap? East Bengal, of course, I-League club got an entry in ISL through financial way. Again, the typical like other franchises, they paid the franchisee fee. Mohun Bagan got merged with ATK. They are in ISL. Original roadmap said two I-League teams will be there by 2023 season. They are there in the ISL by 22-23 season. Now this next point from the roadmap was that from 22-23 season, I-League winner will get an ISL berth by promotion. That was agreed between all the parties, and these were the points from I-League clubs. I definitely know. I've seen those minutes of meeting of those between I-League club, ISL clubs, and FIFA and AFC and AFF. I-League clubs agreed for this. Then this year onwards, if say Gokulam wins or Churchill Brothers win, they goes into the ISL. By winning the promotion. 24 and 25 season onwards, which is this season, 2 season from now onwards, there will be relegation from ISL to I-League. It's all agreed, it's all there in the paper, all agreed by ISL clubs, I-League clubs, AFF, FIFA, AFC. This roadmap was sealed in 2019, not in 2022. Now 3 साल सोने के बाद कुछ लोग आते हैं कि कहते हैं कि हमने तो एग्री किया ही नहीं जी ओरिजिनल रोडमैप. सो अगर आपने एग्री नहीं किया तो आपने 2019 में जब रोडमैप बाहर आया, ऑफिशियल अनाउंसमेंट AFC की वेबसाइट पे आई, AFF की वेबसाइट पे ऑफिशियल अनाउंसमेंट, देन व्हाई डिड यू नॉट स्पोक दैट टाइम? उस टाइम आपने क्यों नहीं बोला? एंड अगेन आई एम नॉट जजिंग हियर हु इज राइट हु इज रॉन्ग, आई एम जस्ट स्टेटिंग द फैक्ट्स जो हुआ है. अब ये I-League क्लब का सही हुआ गलत हुआ, वो ऑल स्टोरी हम पहले भी डिस्कस कर चुके हैं, एंड आई हैव गिवन माई ओपिनियन ऑन दैट. तो इस but if you see this time, again somebody saying English, if you see this time, I'm not judging anyone that ISL clubs are wrong or I-League is wrong, right? I'm just stating the facts which was agreed between all the parties, which was put in on record. It is there on record on AFC website, AFF website. All of a sudden in 3 years you say you didn't agree to the original roadmap. You should have spoke in 2019. Hypocrisy hai. This is hypocrisy by these two clubs. They are coming right now when say India is on the verge of the FIFA ban. So I think that's one thing. If you could have spoken in 2019, we would have been, saluting you guys that you didn't agree to the original roadmap, and AFC and FIFA has gone against the decision of the I-League club. But that time you were there in all the meetings, you guys agreed for it. Now all of a sudden you say you didn't agree, because of course we know there is no executive committee in place, there is no FA president in place. So right now everybody is playing for the, playing for their own benefit. So what happened now? That's also very important. So let Kumar, this is Ashish, just put the agreement out to the public, give the proof to the public, show the public that they sign agreement. Only team was there, East Bengal, ATK, Mohun Bagan. So that's the Mohun Bagan decision to merge with ATK. It's Mohun Bagan were not forced to merge with ATK, by the way. It's their club president, club members, executive committee of Mohun Bagan, they agreed to get merged. So by the time, of course, even you can say ATK shut down, and it's Mohun Bagan with the name of ATK Mohun Bagan playing in ISL. So they agreed for 2 I-League clubs. There are 2 I-League clubs are there. Where is Mohun Bagan isn't? If you're not, I think that's one thing. So I'm going with the record, what is there on the paper. So going ahead, what will happen now? So if they want I-League to be top league, what will happen to the ISL? What happened with I-League clubs in 2014 was not right. I will say that because clubs like Dempo, Sporting, Mohun Bagan, ATK Mohun Bagan, East Bengal, Mohammedan Sporting, Shillong Lajong, Pune FC, these clubs kept Indian football alive for these years when there was not many people are interested in Indian football. That's happened wrong. Now, if this thing happened now, I-League get the top status, I think it will again wrong with the ISL club, just the way same it was wrong in 2014 with the I-League clubs, because last 10 years, ISL clubs have put in lots of money, into the Indian football. And again, I am not defending them. I'm saying that just like it was wrong in 2014, it will be wrong again in 2023 if ISL will be taken away from their Asian continental spot, if ISL is taken away from the top league. How will the structure will work? So we'll come on that. So we'll discuss that. We'll take the questions. Just the agreement. agreement can be put in by the anybody because we can see some pages of agreement have been in the public domain. I think full agreement can be put by the same people. So let's come to the draft constitution first. I will take the question. I will take the questions. After that, let me go through there is Article 25 is very interesting. I think which was the again major talking point between the MAs and the COA, which says that about the office bearer of AIFF and composition of the executive committee. 25.1 says AIFF shall have the following office bearers who shall have all constitute to the executive committee: one president, one treasurer, 5 members to be elected out of the representative member association in the general body of the AIFF. The first version of this draft doesn't have this. Now it is there back because this was the major demand from the state association which has been put in. 5 eminent players to be elected out of the representation of the member association in the general body of the AIFF, including 3 males and 2 females. So 5 former India players will be there in the executive committee. So that's one. It will be great if, say, these 5 players should be those 5 players who have been not part in the of the AIFF committees in past, because we know that same people will be there again in this position. Now that's one thing. There's another thing which is very important point now. No office, which is 25.3a article says no office bearer should hold any office in any other federation or association on bracket of a sports other than football affiliated to Indian Olympic Association directly or indirectly. So if an office bearer is there at AIFF, they can't hold any other position in any other federation or association. कोई भी sports other than football which is directly affiliated with Indian Olympic Association. There have been past where some member of AIFF committees or state federation have been part of multiple sports federation in India. That's important point. Another important point is in the event of a person is elected as an office bearer in the executive committee of AIFF and holds a position of an office bearer in a member association, he or she shall be automatically deemed to vacated his and her position in the member association. So if somebody takes the position in the AIFF executive committee and also hold the office bearer in the member association, he or she shall automatically deemed to be vacated in his or position in the member association. Simple example मैं इसका basically clear कर देता हूँ. Subrata Datta is also the part of Indian Football Association in West Bengal, or Henry Mendes, for example, is also part of the FIFA. They are also part of the AIFF executive committees. Now they can't be part of both the state federations and the AIFF. The moment they take the AIFF executive committee or any office bearer role in AIFF, they will automatically have to vacate their position at the member association. So at a time you can't hold 2 positions at AIFF and the state association in football. In the same way, similarly, in the event that person is elected as an office bearer in the member association and holds a position of an office bearer in the executive committee of AIFF, he or she shall be automatically deemed to vacate a position in the member association. Same way, अगर MA का office bearer है, they will be, they have to leave their office bearer position at the member association. There is also another very important point in the same article, E point. No person drawing any salary or financial benefit from AIFF for any service provided or rendered to the AIFF shall be part of executive committee except for the general secretary. So what that mean? To give an example, other than general secretary, no other employee of AIFF who's taking salary from AIFF will be part of executive committee, and that in past at AIFF it has happened. I think their names which you can take from the current executive committees, or आप देख सकते हैं जाके. They were also kind of employee of the AIFF and they are also part of the executive committee. So this is another point which is going to change. Another important point is the how long tenure maximum period an office bearer can take. Now we are in the article 26, which says term, tenure and age limit for office bearer. There are lots of points. I'm straight away going to the important point is 26.3. All the office bearer of the AIFF other than eminent players, all the office bearer of the AIFF shall hold an office for a maximum period of 12 years. However, subject to serving of 2 successive terms of 4 years each. So they can be maximum 2 years each on a successive terms they can hold the position at the AFF official barrier. After the completing of the second successive term referenced above, person who held any of these positions shall be eligible to seek an election to the same and other post only after the cooling period of at least 4 years. So maximum a person can hold position at office bearer of AFF for 12 years. On the successive terms, it can be only for 8 years, 2 terms of 4 years each. Then there need to be a cooling period of 4 years. Then again, they can stand for the election for another 4 years. Eminent players can only serve up to maximum 1 term as the office bearer in their lifetime. And I don't agree. To this point, 26.4, if normal official can have 12 years of a period to be the office bearer of AFF, why not the players can't have 12 years of term to be as a office bearer of in their lifetime? Why just 1 term for the players? So this is also another important point I think which need to be taken care. The same article 26.6 says all office bearers shall without exception cease to hold these posts on attaining the age of 70 years of which date. So above 70 you can't hold any office bearer position at AFF, and this changes lots of things going into AFF elections going ahead, might change lots of stuff. That's one thing. Now let's come to the league part straight away. I have highlighted, I'm just going through the document, just give me 1 second, which might change all the stuff between I-League, ISL and AFF, and which is why these points are a bit controversial now. Let me just find out the details and just be with me. We'll come to the ISL, I-League and other news just after we finish these 2 topics, which is very important topic for Indian football, and I think it's important for the people to know all the detail regarding the same. Yes, so now chapter 9 says rights in competition and events. A point to be noted here is that all the commercial rights, marketing rights, financial rights, audio and visual rights, broadcasting rights, multimedia rights have been outsourced to IMG Reliance since 2010, which is known as FSDL right now. But this changes everything. Article 63 says rights and authorization. 63.1 says AFF is the original owner of all the rights emanating from competition without any restriction as to content, time, place and law, shall retain these rights under all circumstances. These rights include among other every kind of commercial rights, financial rights, audio visual and radio recording, reproduction and broadcasting rights, multimedia rights, marketing and promotional rights and incorporeal rights. That's one thing. The AFF is exclusively responsible for authorization, the distribution of image and sound and any other carriers of competition owned by the AFF. AFF shall have the unalienable rights, discretion, authority over all decision making pretending to create management, discretion, control, regulation, promotion, development and sponsorship of any league or competition without prejudice of the foregoing. AFF shall have the unalienable right and discretion to take all decision of any nature pertaining to any aspect of any competition. While exercising such discretion, AFF shall have the due regard in the interest of the sports in India, shall not be bound by any request and demand by any third party in this regard. So that's the very important point again, and and these are other same competition points that they own the interstate, international competition. If any kind of international competition have to take place in India, it had to take place under the guidance of AFF. These were there in the earlier constitution of AFF also. So I think these things changes the way everything is going to go here. So I just got the agreement, this draft constitution a couple of hours back, and these were the important points which I want to highlight. As of now, I need some more time to go through other points also, but I think these are the major points which I have just went through, which might make an issue going ahead. Now, will FIFA approve this? And that's an important point to see, and then it have to go to Supreme Court also by the 31st of July. So we don't have much time CUA is inactive, and I think they will of course have to take the right decision for the Indian football. But in terms of the way it's going right now, I think we are sitting in a we are standing in a path where there are two paths going on, and we have to take the right path. We means Indian football has to take the right path from here. So I will need more time to go through other articles, which have changed since the last constitution. But this draft constitution signatures says Praful Patel is still president of AIFF and Kushal Das is still the general secretary of AIFF. So I'm not sure why it's still there, because both Kushal Das has left the AIFF, and Praful Patel is not anymore the president. By the way, for the president election, says elections shall be conducted on the basis of first past the post system. However, a majority more than 50% of the valid votes cast is necessary for election of president. If there are more than 2 candidates for the office of president, whoever obtains the lowest number of votes is eliminated after each voting round, and fresh polling will be conducted unless any one of the candidates polls more than 50% of the valid votes cast. अगर 4 लोग हैं तो एक करके लोग eliminate होंगे, लास्ट में 2 लोग बचेंगे, and whoever gets the more votes, valid votes, then that person, he or she will be elected as a AIFF president. उसके अलावा अभी as such I need more times, but I think these were the these were the points which I wanted to go through right now for this week. Maybe next week we will have, I think, more information might be. So polling will be done in the following order. First president will be picked, then treasurer, then the 5 members should drawn from the member association. तो वो 5 members पहले vice president होते थे AIFF के 5 vice president, but hopefully let's see what happened. So this is the I think important point regarding the constitution. So let's take your questions regarding the same and clarify your doubts. After then we'll go through the other topics of the ISL transfers and everything. I'm just going through the comment section, and what's the odds of this happening? I think right now CUA is the party, so it should be 80 to 20, I think. What's the problem with State FA have with the constitution? They have their own points, and State FA says they don't want to. State FA feels that there is someone who's trying to divide the State FAs, and and their voice. They're trying to somebody break their voice, so they don't want to tell what's their problem. They have told us that they have given their objection to the CUA already, and FIFA will be in direct touch with the State affairs, and I think they will have a couple of problems like the executive committee, how it will be tenure and everything. That's one thing. I-League cannot be first division. They cannot compete as continental level, says Rudra. That's I've already taken. Can't we have a majority right to pass the constitution, or is there I think that's not how the constitution can be passed, because again AIFF comes under the banner of Indian Olympic Association. So all these sports federation constitution are passed like these only. So I think it's not public domain that we go and we can pass the constitution accordingly. But I think it was great on the CUA behalf when they pushed the first draft into the public domain and asked the people feedback. I have to go through complete this draft to know that how much of that feedback have been encrypted by them in this edition. And I think foreigners, we will talk about 2 shows very. I think we are very because I'm fine with everything. When the roadmap was agreed by 2019, where was the clubs? If they didn't agreed, why didn't they spoke till now? Why they're speaking just now when we are 15 days from the FIFA deadline, from the Supreme Court deadline, from getting the FIFA ban, from getting stripped from FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup rights, by the way, because if new executive committee does not come, India is not going to host the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in India, by the way, which is set to be hosted in the later part of the year. So I think why to speak now? Why not 2019? Why not 2020? Why not 2021? Why not early part of 2022? Why just now? So what about ISL should be run by AIFF and I-League? I-League will be second tier, no franchisee fee. ISL can be run by AIFF. I have no, of course legally it can be. But how much marketing effort we have seen from AIFF to promote I-League, which is run by AIFF? What kind of broadcast quality we have seen from AIFF for I-League? What kind of digital content, digital promotion, marketing, and everything we have seen from AIFF or I-League. We have two products with us. ISL managed by FSDL, I-League managed by AIFF, by the way. Who's right or wrong, that's fine. As an end product for our fans, which is more attractive, you guys let me know in the comment section, because I think I know what will the majority answer. And again, I'm watching I-League since 2009 was the first season I watched I-League, so I understand I-League, and I said 2014 whatever happened in the I-League clubs were not right. But if again this thing happened that I-League we made top division again, I think it will be not again right. Two wrongs doesn't make one right, so I think that's been saying. So I think वो चीज change नहीं होगी. Is this end of ISL? Will Gokulam go to AFC Champions League? I'm not sure. Even if say this concession get passed, but according to FIFA and AFC, ISL is top division. So will FIFA and AFC change that just because the draft concession has been changed by the CEO appointed by Supreme Court? So I think because FIFA and AFC are not bound by the Indian Supreme Court, so I think they will value the roadmap they've agreed in 2019 by the FIFA and AFC. I think they will value that instead of the draft concession made by the COA. So that's my just opinion. I have not told by anything. So I think let's see. FSDL take the marketing decision, AIFF take the football decision, and I think that's have been taking place. To give an example, all the rules and regulation, all the bans, fines, and everything are done by AIFF in the ISL. FSDL take the marketing decision. FSDL take the scheduling decision also, because that's part of the marketing team. So marketing decision only that when you want the games to take place, will it collide with cricket, because you have to take care of the broadcaster stakes and interest also. Star Sports, they're also broadcaster of the Indian cricket. So I think this is a business, and you can't blame Star for doing it, because cricket is the primary source of their income. We have seen what kind of crazy sports media right IPL has got recently. So I think you have to balance out those. So I think it's kind of football side is kind of managed by AIFF till now. But of course, I think can we do a Premier League style model? Let's have one vote for FSDL, let's have one vote for AIFF, and then give the 11 votes to the 11 ISL clubs, and make a committee of these people and let them take the final decision in the ISL for each and everything, just like Premier League does. AIFF already a low budget of 5 crores. Can you comment on this? Rahul Mehra, Ranjit are also potential. They have the power to object any changes to the draft constitution. I don't think they have any power to object any changes to the new draft constitution. I think power are in the hands of the COA appointed by Supreme Court, the member association. Of course, FIFA and AFC have the power, but the COA can of course ask for the feedback and the opinion of Rahul Mehra and Ranjit Bajaj, as they have been already asked. So I think, but they if they are not asked, they can't just raise the questions just like that. So I think if that's one thing for sure. I think Gokulam Churchill concerned about the after the 24-25 season, only 2 teams are promoted into ISL. That's why at least ISL want. Indian football is not ready for 16 to 18 teams, by the way, Akshay. We don't have the quality of Indian players to have 16 to 18 teams in ISL. The reason I will tell you very now, already you see in I-League, for example, in ISL this season, the lower half of the team, Northeast, East Bengal, they struggle for the quality Indian players, because already most of the quality Indian players already under contract or are with the ISL. If you get it as 16 teams, all of a sudden the quality will dip. There will be a difference in quality between the ISL clubs in terms of the Indian players. So I think we are not ready for 16 teams, but we might be ready say in 5 or 6 years. I think we need to slowly, gradually go towards 15 or 16 teams, but I think it should not happen in one go for sure. When is Supreme Court hearing? I think 31st July is the last date. This constitution need to go to Supreme Court, and then I think they will be hearing in the first week of the August or something to get it done. But as our dates have been not out, will ISL clubs and FSDL contact AFC and FIFA regarding the second tier issue? I think they are definitely going to do that, because the stamp and the signature from the AFC and the AFC and the FIFA is already there in the roadmap. So I am not sure the roadmap will going to get changed. I will be very honest with the thing, because the way it was made, I am not sure FIFA and AFC going to change it. But let's see. But if draft constitution get passed like this, then there will be issue for sure. Yash Bhatt says, Ashish, Sunil Chhetri is coming to Kaun Banega Crorepati. Good to see Indian football getting attention. I think that's great. Thank you for telling. I was not aware of it. Most of the parties involved trying to take advantage of the situation for their own selfish reason, whether it's I-League clubs, state association, nobody cares damn about Indian football. And that's what that's the note I started the show on, by the way. I think people are trying to take advantage for their own benefits. People can be the state association, people can be the clubs, people can be the individual, people can be the federations. So I think we are on very thin door right now, and I don't I don't see that the way it's going. I think FIFA ban looks like that it's coming towards India, and I think if that's come, Indian football will be thrown back 10 to 15 years. Where will be our player play? India will be not playing the games. Because if you have to remember correctly, 2023 straight away the World Cup qualifiers for 2026 starts just after the 2022 World Cup. So that means next year 2023 October and November we will have World Cup qualifiers starting. So I think we can't be in the situation of getting banned. It's important for India to play these official games. That's how we can measure the progress made by the Indian football team. Why can't simply follow the Premier League model? This is the best possible model. Clubs will have more power than AFF, and that's what I'm saying. Give one vote to FSDL, give one vote to AFF, or you can give say two votes to them. I am fine with that. You can give 2 votes to AFF, 2 votes to FSDL, and then give 1 each votes to ISL clubs. And let's take decision the way Premier League takes, I think, and let's make a structure like that. Why can't operate domestic league under FIFA ban? You can operate the domestic league, but our clubs will not able to qualify for the continental games. FIFA ban means FIFA transfer. We can't sign players for other clubs, for other leagues and everything. The transfers, NOCs will not come. So lots of technical stuffs are also there. We will not get any grant from FIFA AFC for the same. That's I have already taken. Let's come to the ISL now. I think glad you guys watching, and I think it's important topic. We can't ignore it straight away. I know we have been talking about this topic for a while. I think do hit the like button if you have enjoyed the show till now. FSDL, of course, they can go for the court on the breaching of the contract for sure. But I think we are just 2 years from the downline of the initial contract, which is getting in 2024. If they don't extend the contract, can they legally still hold the ISL? I think that's the interesting thing which I want to know. Right now, I am not the legal expert. I have to talk to some legal expert, but I think if that happens, that's changed the dynamics of Indian football, because I am not seeing any way I have in position of generating those 50, 60, 70 crores a year from their own effort to generate the, from the sales or sponsorship from the AFF. State Association will oppose the draft strongly. Looks like right now, what I'm told, the opposition have already sent to the CUA. Let's see. Have couple of updates with me. Not major, but let's start with Kerala Blaster first. I think that's where the many of Kerala Blaster fans are also waiting. The team is already preparing for Next Gen Cup. We already broke that Jixon and Horibam are going to UK. I think it's a reward for them. They are eligible and they can be sent, so they are likely to go to UK with the team. They are already training in Kerala. They have kind of decided UAE as their pre-season venue. Pereira Dias situation is interesting, and they have belief at the Kerala Blaster that he will come back. He will get his agreement and everything shot out with his parent club, which took a long time. And then also if you see the Pereira situation, I think what happened is also Kerala Blaster have told him there what's the offer. They knew that what kind of from very early Pereira knew that what kind of salary Kerala Blaster will offer. But I think in the later part of the situation, when Pereira is kind of aware that he will get the release from his club, he got a better offer for sure. And I think financially those offers are better, and I think he is more got attractive towards those offers. What I like on this Kerala Blaster, they made themselves clear that they will not give. They don't want to break their salary wage structure again, which was kind of broken a couple of years back before Carolis came. And they say no. If you are getting a better offer, you can go. We'll do the official announcement. We are out of this, because ideally I'm seeing if 3 years before this situation have been arise for Kerala Blaster, they would have gone to neck, try to sign the same player, because again he's a fan favorite, just like Alvaro Vasquez already has left. They would have, kind of satisfied their fans, try to get everything to get Pereira Diaz and give him a better contract which they agreed initially, because the personal agreement was there in place verbally or in principle or place between the Kerala Blaster and Pereira Diaz. Pereira Diaz have gone and got better offer, and ideally 3 years ago Kerala Blaster would have changed the terms and conditions, offer him a better deal, and that's good from Kerala Blaster side. They said, hands up, we are out of this, we are happy to go where we want to go, and I think that's what has happened. And I think the way they are operating right now, they want to get their own target, and this example of this is Victor Mongil. I think couple of years back he was on the radar of Kerala Blaster, and I think he came close to join Kerala Blaster, I think at least once, and I think finally they got him. But the Victor Mongil has done well in ISL, and I think he will do well at Kerala Blaster also. But I have to see his injury record and everything. But I think decent signing. Again, clubs are preferring players who have experience of playing in India, because they feel that it's easier for them to get acclimatized with the league and with the weather and everything. And now it's a home and away, not easy season. The traveling is going to be there. So I think Victor Mongil, decent signing. So Kerala Blaster knows their target. Now they know they can't. They don't have Pereira Diaz, they don't have Alvaro Vasquez, so they will move towards the target which they've already shortlisted. So I think we will see them, going to those targets very soon, and they've already done the Asian player also. So I think it's a good signing for Kerala Blaster till now. Fans are a bit impatient in terms of the the signing. As I told you, right, few weeks also, you have to keep the transfer window is very long. Indian football is not starting, ISL is not starting very soon, but the signing of Gankao is very good. Base Miranda to replace Vinci is also very good, because the outgoing signing have been there, but I think they will get their the big centre forward or the marquee centre forward very soon to replace Alvaro Vasquez and / Pereira, because I think Geniu is a decent signing. I think I will not say he looks like they're kind of a you can say replacement of replacement of either of Pereira Diaz and Alvaro Vasquez, but you will see them signing another centre forward, at least a centre forward or a utility forward who can play in the multiple position, because it's not that just like Chencho deal last week, which with I was very disappointing, by the way. This looks like a deal. The Asian player look like the player who is going to play in the first 11. He's not there just to fill the numbers. So that's one thing for sure. And I think let's see how he does with the with the Kerala Blaster. I think there will be one forward. I'm not sure that forward will be going to now the straight out of centre forward. It's more like to be a utility who can play as a secondary striker, who can play up front. So let's see how Kerala Blaster does that. Jamshedpur FC, the coach, of course, a good way to announce their coach. They brought the coach to the India, did a proper press conference with the journalists and everything. They are not sending their first team to the Durand Cup. That's have been confirmed to us by our sources. The B team will be there in Durand Cup as a Jamshedpur FC again. They are not going to be as a B team, that's for sure, because all the ISL club have to play the Durand Cup. So they are now working towards their transfers targets, foreigners. Indian looks like the team they are going through, which they already have. Couple of addition might be there, but not much going to be changed. ATK Mohun Bagan, the centre forward target, the top target, the first choice player, I think is not coming. I think he will sign in Europe only. But I think they are already in talks with the other players. Sandesh, no clarity as of now. Looks like ATK Mohun Bagan will not sign him. I think he will try to go out. Aminder, again, no clarity with Vishal Keth signing. What I'm told, Vishal Keth is promised that he will start the games. Aminder is promised. Of course, he went there the first choice. So there will be some kind of change in the goalkeeping situation at ATK Mohun for sure. Aminder, as of now, not openly in the market, but I think understanding is that he might move before the season start. Kumar and Ashish, you are saying AFC roadmap is the same roadmap they said in 2023. All ISL club, I League clubs, AIF, FSL should decide league name, number of teams will be added in pyramid structure, and of course, but it never said that ISL will be the top league. Name can be anything. You can call it League 1, League 2, but it will be top league because that's how the AFF roadmap was based on the promotion to ISL, relegation from ISL, 2 teams from I-League into ISL. So name can be anything. You can't change. My thing is, Indian football, every 10 years, we can't change our league structure. We have to now, what we started in 2015, we have to go ahead with. It may be started on a wrong structure or wrongdoings, but now we can't change it again and do another wrong decisions and go back again 10 years down the line and then see, okay, we change it again. So that's my point. Mumbai City FC news, where are we traveling for pre-season? I think the way Mumbai City operates, I'm not aware as of now where they're going to travel, but I'm sure the way Mumbai City FC is operating in recent times, in last 1 year, their pre-season venue is already decided. I have to check the venue for it, but you can see the deals now they're doing, using their sister club networks to get the players. So I think we'll see that happening again and again, and I will not surprise them going to one of the sister concern clubs for a pre-season. I'm not aware of the venue, but I think they will have that sorted already because they have been very professional with the approach. Jamshedpur have taken. Chennai FC, by the way, have started their season. Looks like they want to set up the trend very early, straight away. So I think looks like Chennai FC, they are sending the first team, first squad, you can say, in the Durand Cup at of now. ATK Mohun Bagan, AFC Cup, interzonal, semi-final, final, whatever it's called, have been decided playing Asian Zone champion. Not a bad match. Good game for ATK Mohun Bagan to show to the world or to the Asia that they are there to win the AFC Cup title. If they can win this game, I think it will be interesting. But again, in AFC Cup, West Zone clubs are bigger competitor for Indian clubs than Asian clubs for sure. That's one thing. Another thing is of the Indian players, some Indian players who are available in the market, who have not signed anywhere, they are waiting for East Bengal to sort out their, their agreement with their investors. East Bengal have full-fledged budget available with them. Other ISL team doesn't have the full-fledged budget to sign these players. So many of these players are waiting for ISL clubs, East Bengal club to get their waiting for East Bengal to get their house in order, and then they can see the East Bengal final offer to them, and then they compare the offer they've already have, and then we'll see. I think when the East Bengal come, we'll see lots of movement of Indian players which are kind of tangent right now because top players have already moved. They have done their business already. Early clubs have done their business already, but the other players which are available, they are waiting for East Bengal to come and see what kind of offer they have. Of course, recently the Kerala Blaster have sold a couple of players, Vinci and Sanjeev Stalin. I think it's a good business, but the transfer fees which I am reading on social media is not that high, by the way. It's a genuine money which clubs have given to them, but it's not as high. But that's tell you the structure, the way Indian football is should be moving ahead. Sign the young player on long-term deals and then sell these players. And I think good example from Kerala Blaster. Other clubs, Bangalore, FC Goa has done in past, Hyderabad done in past. Now Kerala Blaster is also doing, but the transfer fee is not very big. The way it has been highlighted by some of Kerala Blaster fans. It is there. It's decent figures, but not as high as some fans have quoted on social media. That's one thing. Also, the announcement might have CMAC on podcast next week, trying to get it sorted down. Of course, he's in Croatia, by the way, so it will be on Zoom. Send me some questions, some topics which you want me to talk to him. It's a podcast, so it will be more of a discussion between him and me, talking about Indian football team. I thought it's a right time for us as a Khel Now to have a one-on-one interaction with him. So you guys can send your questions to me on Twitter, which is 7Negi Ashish. You can DM to me, you can tweet to me, and I will see if something very unique comes. I will take those questions. As of now, there is no confirmation of his new contract with him, by the way. I think complete focus is right now with the AFF draft, the constitution and the getting election done. But if you have any unique questions about any player, any playing style, structure, formation, and let's keep it on sporting terms, I will be very happy to take those questions. And any unique thing you want to ask me, we can ask him. No, Reliance graduates moving this year. There is not much movements from the Reliance graduate or AFF academy players or Indian youth, because not much youth football has happened. So not many players are on the move. I think we'll see them next year moving more. Let's see. Hopefully, we'll see some kind of youth league starting very soon. And if the Reliance Foundation can organize Next Gen Cup again, bring 2 or 3 Premier League clubs again back to India, and the same way which they did last year. Ashish, some people are saying who have the only money should not start the club. Having club only billionaires should have only club that should have the right to reach the pinnacle of first division. They will be right, Kumar Reddy, by the way. 24, 25, according to roadmap, there will be promotion in place. Nobody is stopping anyone to start their own club. There are people who have started multiple clubs. Again, I'm not saying what happened in 2014 is right. But since then, we have taken a path now. We can't take a U-turn. We have to go forward. And going forward is not what people are suggesting right now. That's my only point. I'm in general, again, I don't have an I-League club to support. I don't have an ISL club to support, at this stage. I will go ahead. I will happily agree to the decision which will help the Indian football team. Taking a U-turn from here is not going to help the Indian players. The reason why all the top Indian players are already with the ISL clubs. If ISL is a second tier, if ISL clubs are not going to the Asian Continental Championship, say Asian Champions League or AFC Cup, the Indian top players are not getting that experience to play in Asia. Then I-League players are getting. Then again another damn confusion happening between these players. Then these players will kind of transfer, or will after the end of the contract will sign the I-League clubs. That's 4 or 5 years window we are wasting with the same circus which happened back in 2014 when you see ISL clubs signing players, loaning back to I-League, I-League clubs signing players, loaning back to ISL. I don't want to happen that again. I want Indian national team to progress from here. We are already very slow with our progress. We are already very slow with our development. I don't want to go back 5 year, 10 year down the line and think about everything. Bengaluru FC, I think looks like they will, as of now, I don't have an update of Kerala Blaster, Bengaluru FC or other clubs. Which kind of squad they will send in the Durand Cup. Jamshedpur FC confirmation I already have. Chennai FC confirmation I already have. Hopefully by the time next week the show comes, in 7 days from today, we will have more confirmation about the about the structure of the teams, how they are sending their the teams to the to Durand Cup. But I think it will be very clear in next 6-7 days. Any news on Mumbai City FC target? As of now, no news on their striker. Northeast foreign domestic signing, Arindam, I think that is done. Other than that, I think, again, as I said, some Indian players are available in the market which Northeast wants, but they are waiting for East Bengal to come. Players are waiting for East Bengal to come before taking their any decision. I've requested and asked Ranjit Bajaj to be on the podcast, Arya Kulkarni, but he's also very busy right now and he said he's not getting free. Ideally, I want to do it in a studio, not on Zoom, because I don't get a feel while doing it on Zoom. Of course, given of Steamac, I can't do on a studio because he's in Croatia. So people I'm trying with Delhi NCR, I'd love to host them in a studio. We'll have Jamshedpur FC coach also very soon in the podcast. We'll try to get a couple of more new coaches also on podcast, because that helps fans to understand what the new coach is all about. Hopefully we'll have them on board very soon. Kerala Blaster domestic target, not much progress in that front, by the way, since couple of last week. Kerala Blaster still have players which need to offload it, by the way. We have seen Sanjay Stalin going. If you remember a couple of weeks back, I said there will be players moving from Kerala Blaster who are there in the position where Kerala Blaster already have a top talents. Vinci Bereto went away. They have sent Brace Miranda as a replacement. Sanjay Stalin, not surprised that he left, considering they have Jessel, they will have Nishu playing there as a left back also. So I think they felt is a good to move. Sanjay Stalin, they got a good transfer fee. I think there will be some midfielders leaving Kerala Blaster also, on loan or on transfers. We have to see, but I think let's wait, and I think then only we'll see Kerala Blaster if they can get their, we know who's their primary domestic target is. That might go to the end of the transfer window, I think, before we can talk about. Will there be any more foreign announcement this week? I have to check. I am not in touch with the social media teams of these clubs to know that when they're doing the announcement. Is Kerala Blaster looking for a left back, right back players after leaving Sanjeev Stalin then in the full back position? I inquired about that. Are they looking for the left back? There's a good left back available in the market, but what I was told that it looks like that Nishu is going to play as a left back this season, and Nishu last season played in an attacking position and he did well in those attacking position. But Nishu doesn't. He wants a primary role, not as the bench role as of such. Nishu was a big signing for KLF last time when he was signed. So I think Nishu most likely starting as a right back or left back. Let's see where the coach starts. Coach thinks that he will be better fit. I think Nishu can play in both positions. He's one of the few Indian players who can play with both feet. I think let's see where KLF Blaster decide to use him. Can the CEO dissolve I-League, ISL I-League and create a new 3-tier league structure based on market value, or by inviting all the clubs in the both leagues for a single head-to-head for this season and then relegate? No. As simple as that. They can't change everything. CUA is again advisory appointed by Supreme Court to see the IFF day-to-day structure. For a time being, a new executive committee and president comes. They can't take drastic decisions. To give an example, they can fire anybody. They can hire a new person. They can get some consultant, but they can fire people at AIFF. So again, their whole work is right now to put the draft constitution in place, get the election done, and I think then move out. You can't have them for very long. BFC striker update. I think couple of days I checked on that. It was not done that moment, and since then, of course, last week I was not well. So since then I've not spoken to my sources as of now. So I think, but I think considering Bengaluru FC, I think it should be getting near to be done now. That for sure. But I think Bengaluru FC when the season ended and when the transfer window started getting open, one thing which was sure from Bengaluru FC that they wanted the marquee striker to come in. There is no doubt over the fact that they were interested in Roy Krishna, by the way, because they were interested in Roy Krishna before also, and the player at Bengaluru FC also felt that management has kind of committed mistakes in past when signing these foreign strikers. When even Ogbeche was available in the market, they went with other guys. When they could have signed Roy Krishna, they went with other guys. Players also felt that the management was have not done good job getting that big striker main striker at Bengaluru FC. So I think they're very careful about the striker signing. So I think let's see it. As of now, not heard anything as a done, but I think it should be done very soon. I want all clubs sit on one table to reach the agreement on a future primate structure, conduct one big press conference, Q&A with the media, with journalists, and after that, none can point fingers at each other. We thought that happened in 2019. Press conference didn't took place, but AFC and FIFA have their signature on those documents. I'm not sure now what it is. 25 crores or 25% is too low considering Indian economy, and 2014 is a peanuts of money. 75 crore is not peanut bhai Tejas, if you ask me. Indian sports, non-cricket sport doesn't have money. Honestly, I will tell you that doesn't have money. We are in the ecosystem. We know how much sponsors or brands are ready to spend in the ecosystem of Indian football. As a media, we are here, we're doing our jobs, but we are not given, tons of money is not put in by brands in Indian football, because in India, primary thing is already, we know it's cricket, and cricket is going to the altogether a different level. I'm not sure even from today, if IFF is getting 60 crores, Indian football can raise 60 crores from the market. It's not that easy. Why? We have seen leagues getting shut down in India. Kabaddi has done it. We have a Kabaddi example. Kabaddi has done it and people say it's possible. But you have to see, Kabaddi is very famous in the the state where the population, Hindi belt, where population is high. To give an example, again, and I am coming from very neutral here. If you see the numbers, football is very popular in Northeast, Goa, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Bengaluru, Karnataka, Bombay, even some state in, I'm saying domestic football of India is very popular. But then when you see the population of these states, and then you see the population of say UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, who are heavily interested in sports like cricket or Kabaddi, that's numbers are altogether different level. Other than cricket and Kabaddi, I have not seen much of sponsorship money getting in Indian football. ISL clubs have struggled for to raise sponsorship money in past. We have seen many ISL clubs using their parent companies or sister concern as a sponsor on the main jersey. So I think it's not easy as people think. That raising 70 crores from market is like this. It's that doesn't happen. I-League clubs, they are from the market for years. They have not able to raise, many clubs not able to raise this sponsorship as a shirt sponsorship, main sponsor. So I think it's not easy. I am in business. I understand how tough it is to raise money. So वो चीज़ है. I'm not sure that economy wise we can compare football. Football economy is different than Indian economy. As cricket economy is different than kabaddi economy. I think everything have a different structure right now. But 75 crores, I will say still it's not a bad money. It's not still a bad money. Can AFF raise more money? How many sponsors AFF has able to raise for, say, Santosh Trophy, I-League or national teams? Not much. Of course, those sponsorship also kind of half can be outsourced to FSDL. But again, that's the thing I'm saying. I understand the situation not that way right now. But say suppose Indian improves to play a top of global football, unlikely. But what if 25% of money coming back to Indian football is same? I think that's a different thing. 25% money is coming back to AFF. What about the money which ISL clubs will make? And then ISL club will spend on grassroots. ISL club will spend on the youth leagues. What are the money with the other clubs broadcaster will make, or a media, as we say media makes, or a players makes. So money is coming back. Players also make money. They are also, it's coming back to the Indian football only. So I think you have to see the way it's been put in the to you. I understand it 25% looks bad, but the way if you can go to the clubs, it's also very good. It will come, 25% will at least will come to AFF. That's over to AFF now. How they want to do sponsor. Why no sponsor for international team like Byju's for cricket? Football sponsorship work very differently. FIFA doesn't allow to have a main sponsor on a shirt for the national team jersey. It allows only training jerseys. In past, Indian team has Panasonic, ONGC. Nowadays, I think last we had Hero in the training jerseys. So I think that's one thing, and as I said, the market is not, sponsorship market is not that easy for right now to raise money in Indian football. There's one question about Kerala Blasters which I'll take and then move ahead. Do hit the like button if you're watching till now. Ashish bhai, Kerala Blasters got much transfer fee in their latest Indian transfers. Can we expect any? They don't get much transfer fee. I'm not sure where this update is coming. They got a decent money. It's average money they've got for 2 players. It's not very, very high, which people are thinking. But I think, I personally think that they know, just their sporting director and the team knows who are the top targets, and I think they're looking towards that only. So I think let's see if they can get those top targets. Pereira Dias situation was not good for them, but I think this will give them an idea that who they want now. They will go aggressively for that one centre forward they want. BPDR seal is still on for sure for Kerala Blasters. I'm not sure it's still off. I think if they have not lost faith in signing of VP Swear for sure. Jamshedpur FC updates is what they are sending the B team to Durand Cup. The coach will be back in India very soon. He's back his hometown. He will be coming back, and then they start the pre-season. After 24-25 season, what happens to the FSDL centre pool revenue? I think if centre pool revenue franchisee fee continues, centre pool revenue will continue. If franchisee fee doesn't continue, then what happened that whatever money generated from centre pool will be first spent on a league day-to-day operation, then remaining money will be distributed. That's personally I think will happen. What an average money a brand pays for a club for a sponsorship, and what's highest in ISL if you know. The average money is around 1 or 2 crores for a front sponsorship, average money. I have to check what was the highest for a front sponsorship. Then there is side sponsorship here, there's a back jersey sponsor, those have different value. But 1-2 crore bhi on the higher side hai, if you ask me. Until the brand is the betting brands, by the way. Betting brands pays differently because their need of promotion is very different compared to the normal brands. Are you thinking people at AFF are capable? I know how many politicians, state leagues and AFF federation full of politics in sports. I have seen so many people who sits in the position of status symbols. I'm not thinking people in AFF are capable. That's what I'm saying. It's not easy to raise 70 crores. If you're getting 70 crores on a plate like this, Can we, hope that AFF can raise 70 crores by their own? I'm not hopeful of that. Next gen game will be streamed. Not sure of the telecast. It will be live streamed for sure. Telecast तो बहुत मुश्किल है यार, नेशनल टीम का नहीं हो पाता, तो I'm not sure it will happen. But you never know. Maybe Star Sports shows it on a Premier League package. I'm not sure, but I think the live streaming will be there. So guys, very much thank you. Next week the show will be Thursday, 6 p.m. That's noticed. Of course, we will post the show video early for next week. 60 episodes means, this show has been going for 2 years now, and I think hopefully we covers the 100 episode very soon. Thank you joining in. If you can follow Khelna on social media with the links on the description tab. Commonwealth Games are also coming to support Indian sports, not just in Indian football. You can follow me on Twitter, 7Negi Ashish. Reminder, you can send me questions for STMAC on Twitter, 7Negi Ashish on Twitter, and you can send me DM, you can send me the tweet, anything you want. I will try to take the best one, unique one from there. Any questions, and hopefully we'll have more podcasts coming up with the coaches and everything. So guys, see you again. The updates, badminton, I think it's going on the website. India played basketball, second game, Asia Cup is going on in basketball. India has lost both the games, but I think India is also progressing well in the basketball. Time has come for India to have basketball proper league. I think then we can see basketball getting to higher league. But considering they're playing the Asia level, doing very well at Asia level, not well, but they're decently playing at Asia level. I think without any proper domestic league is a great credit for the Indian basketball players. So that's also going on. There's a badminton action, World Athletic Championship also starting. So lots of sporting action for the people going on alongside cricket, which is always there for Indian fans to enjoy. So thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you next week. Don't forget to send your questions for CMAC on 7Negi Ashish on Twitter. You can follow Khelna on Twitter and Instagram @Khelna, Khelna Football on Facebook. You can join our Telegram community on Telegram, and you can subscribe to Khelna on Telegram for all the latest updates of Indian football and Indian sports. Thank you guys. I will see you again next week.